Welcome to your weekly General Aviation news update. We have 3 stories for you this week. Fake engine parts found in US jets. That's not a good one. Pilots in Boston report having numerous laser strikes. And then lastly, Garmin GFC500 gets a whole bunch of STCs. Let's get to it. First up this week is the counterfeit jet engine parts that we've been discussing in the past. This is kind of a weird and concerning story at the same time. These parts have been found on aircraft now operated by American Airlines, Southwest Airlines, and even United Airlines. The parts that had a forged certificate include low-pressure turbine blades, compressor stator vans, and then also seals for the inner high-pressure turbine nozzles. Now, you may not know what that means, but this is all part of the engines for the aircraft. Currently, it appears that all the aircraft that were affected have had those parts removed and replaced. There hasn't been a whole lot of details as to how this actually happened, but yeah, something fishy is definitely going on right there. All right, next up is your Don't Be That Guy segment for the week, and this is with 3 laser strikes that were reported in Boston last Thursday. There were 2 strikes that occurred just 5 minutes apart, both on JetBlue aircraft, and then a 3rd strike that happened with a Coast Guard helicopter during landing at the Boston area, at a Boston area hospital. If you're not familiar with what lasers do, but they actually extend as the light travels, and then it becomes basically a spotlight that is going to blind pilots. Now, the blinding can last for a few seconds on the side of the pilot and can result in permanent damage to the eye as well. In addition, obviously, you can go to jail for shining a laser at an aircraft, like the guy that we talked about nearly like 100 news updates ago now that get jail time for doing that. So just don't point at laser, you nimwits. All right, last up this week is the Garmin GFC500 that has gotten an STC supplemental type certificate for a number of aircraft. The GFC500 can now be fitted into the Cessna 177, which is the Cardinal, and then the Beechcraft T-34A and B series, and then the Piper Seneca PA-34-200 Turbo, and then the 220 Turbo 2.5, if you know what that means. This isn't the first time that we've talked about the GFC500, and I doubt this will be the last. It looks like Garmin has been taking the approach of getting more and more STCs for the new autopilot, which is really cool. Now, if you're not familiar, the GFC500 is an autopilot that integrates with other Garmin products, such as the GI275 or the G5. The autopilot mode controller includes keys, a control wheel, and a level mode, along with what's called a smart glide, and then a number of other protection, including overspeed, underspeed, and then a pre-selected altitude. So pretty cool to see that product getting approved for more aircraft, which would down the road make general aviation safer. All right, that's it. That's all we have. You have a great weekend. We'll see you next week. Just don't point at laser, you nimwits.